I have paid attention to the Georgia Bulldogs since I was a young pup. I grew up in East Tennessee, loved me some Georgia Bulldogs football. Then I moved down to Georgia and I heard their sports talk radio. Now, I know quite a few Georgia fans that I love talking football with, so it's not like I have a problem with the fan base. It's a sports talk radio that annoys the living daylights out of me. But that doesn't mean that I don't respect Georgia football as a whole. I even understand how Kirby Smart can be what he is, especially when you realize he was part of a team that got embarrassed by Florida while playing at Georgia. So he has a love of Georgia being a former player who also has a dislike of Florida, which I can kind of understand, being that I grew up in the Steve Spurrier era. So Kirby Smart has been doing some great things with Georgia. And the 2025 season looks like it should be another one of those, hey, let's have one of those times. Now, let's talk about this schedule, and you tell me what you think about where I think this is going to go, because I kind of think they're going to have another really good season.
Hey folks, this is Paul with Redneck Sports. I want to thank you for viewing my video, and I want to give you one thought process. There was a famous coach at University of Tennessee by the name of General Robert Neyland. He had 6 maxims, but number 2 maxim is what everybody should apply to their life. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That's how to live your life right there.
So, starting out with their first games against Marshall. I kind of have a little bit of a love for Marshall, especially after that movie, but I had friends of mine that had connections there, so I kind of long time ago liked them, but they ain't got a chance against Georgia. I mean, you can like a team, but you got to be realistic. They ain't got a chance against Marshall. I mean, against Georgia. So that's the first win of the season for Georgia. Then you got Austin P. Love the Tennessee school, but yet no, it's a speed bump. They're going to Neyland Stadium. Here's the thing: they've got 2 warm-up games, and then they're going to Neyland Stadium. And I am a Tennessee homer. You know this. Do I think Tennessee has a chance to beat them? Yes. Do I think they're going that my beloved Volunteers are going to beat them? No. So that's the third win for Georgia. Alabama is coming between the hedges. That's not even a you. They beat Alabama last year at Bryant Dennehy Stadium, and this year they're going to Alabama's going to be coming between the hedges. Yep, that's a fourth win. And then Kentucky. I think Kirby Smart's probably not happy about what happened last year, so that's a fifth win because, well, Kentucky, yeah, that just isn't going to happen. And then they're going to Auburn. I think Auburn will be a decent team, but no, this is not going to be one of those games that matter. Here's a game right here. Ole Miss. Ole Miss is going to be dangerous. It's one of 3 games with 2 possibilities. I think I think that there are 4 teams that Georgia has to watch out for, and Ole Miss is another one of them. They've already had to play Tennessee at Neyland Stadium. They've got Alabama coming to them, and then you got Ole Miss. I don't think Ole Miss is going to have the juice this year, but you never can tell. Seriously, Ole Miss is one of those teams you never can tell. So I'm going to say it's a win, but that's a tentative win. Now, they're going to their normal Florida neutral site game because, well, Florida and Georgia fans can't behave. I like what I see in DJ Lagway. I like what Billy Napier was able to do at the end of the season last year. I don't think that it can be done this coming year either. Even though that they haven't done it in a while, I don't think this is going to be one of those years. So yeah, that's a win. Mississippi State, Jeff Levy, they're going to Jeff Levy to play against Mississippi State. Yeah, that's not even a consideration. And then Texas is coming between the hedges. Yep, that's a win, I think. One of those four: Tennessee, Alabama, Ole Miss, and Texas. Those are the four that could be a toss up. I could be wrong. I think it's going to be really hard because Texas is going to be Texas. And then you got Charlotte. Not even a consideration. Last game of the season is one of the people will say that it isn't. Most important rivalry to Georgia. I think I'm joking with you. Paul Johnson went to when Paul Johnson got to Georgia Tech, he said, "What game do you guys want to win next year?" Seriously. They didn't want to the players at Georgia Tech when Paul Johnson got there, I forget what year it was. They said the only game they wanted to win was Georgia. This rivalry goes deep. It really does. It's one of those deep rivalries, and it's important in ways that people don't understand. And you saw it last year. You saw how hard, even though this is the mercenary era of college football, you saw how hard Georgia Tech fought for that game last year. It's going to be another one of those fighting hard for that game. Technically, neutral site game. It's, you know, you're not that far from each other. So it's not that neutral of a site. Should be able to beat them. Technically, I'm thinking if Kirby Smart has everything go right, his best next year during regular season is to go undefeated. They can beat every team on their schedule. But I'll tell you something. They got four games, and I've said this: Tennessee, Alabama, Ole Miss, and Texas. With Florida and Georgia Tech being the two games that could be scary for them. Now, I think that they could go undefeated, but at the same time, they could lose two games. I think that the worst that they will be next year will be two losses. So 10-2 is the worst. Best is 12-0. I like Gunnar Stockton. I like Kirby Smart. So yeah, you tell me what you think. I like Kirby Smart. I don't know what it is. As a Tennessee Volunteer fanatic, I still like me some Kirby Smart. I love his story when it comes to being the head coach at Georgia. Other people may be thinking about leaving, like Josh Heupel keeps getting connected to the Oklahoma head coaching spot. If Brent Venables is gone, then Josh Heupel will get a call to leave. You know, people say that, but for Kirby Smart, Georgia is where he wants to be. Georgia is home. Gunnar Stockton is home. Think about that for a second. You've got Georgia players playing and coaching the Georgia team. Georgia Bulldogs under Kirby Smart have become one of the scariest teams in the nation. With the schedule that they have next year, they play 3 out of conference games that are nothing. They play Auburn, Mississippi State, Kentucky. So 6 of their games are nothing. Even though Kentucky did give them what 4 last year because well they went in there sleeping a little bit. But they have 6 games, not even a consideration. You have 2 games that are going to be you can't be asleep for, but you may not have to use all your fuel. And you got 4 games that you've got to be there every minute of the game. I think Kirby Smart's got this, and I think Kirby Smart's going to show you exactly who he is next year. Now, he could lose 2 of those games, but I think that's all he'll lose, and he can afford to. But hey, this has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all tell me what you think. Bye now.
I want to thank you for watching my video. And if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, and comment. Y'all have a good day now.